guys, welcome to MyAirbags. I'm Eli, and today we're removing the airbag control module on this Chevy Malibu. On the Chevy Malibu, these are the tools that you're going to need. I've got my power drill, my flathead screwdriver, a socket wrench with a 10mm, or you can just use a deep socket 10mm. You're also going to need something that looks like this. It doesn't have to be exactly this tool. Anything with a thin prying edge will do. Now the first and most important step is to go ahead and disconnect the battery before we start working on the airbag system. The battery is located right here, and we're going to lift up these covers. This cover is holding the negative side, and then the positive side is right here. There's tabs on both sides right here. You can use a little screwdriver or flathead, just get underneath these tabs. There's one on that side and one on the other side. There's also signs there that will show you. Now here we have the positive and the negative. I'm going to be using a 10mm. We're going to go ahead and loosen this right here and this right here. Just loosen it up. The negative side you can go ahead and remove very easily and put it to the side. The positive side doesn't come up as easily, as you can see. You can't really see well from the angle, but right over here you're going to need to put your flathead right between these tabs here. Once you have that tab popped off, you can go ahead and start removing the top. Wiggle it back and forth until it comes off. And as you can see, it doesn't come completely off, so I'm going to go ahead and put something non-conductive right on top of that contact right there. A rag or a rubber glove, anything non-conductive, just put it right around that contact, and then you can leave it just like that. I'm going to go ahead and move the two front seats forward. You just want to move them far enough so you can see this spot right here. Right over here you see a little plastic circle piece right here. You want to find something that has a nice little thin prying edge to it and just work your way in. And there's one on the other side as well. Right over here we have a 10mm and one on the other side as well. So you're gonna have two of these on the back side of the center console. Let's head up to the front. This view is from the driver's side seat. We're looking right at the side middle of the center console, and you're gonna want to use a 7mm to remove this fastener right here. And there's going to be one more on the other side just like it. But before we go over, I'll go ahead and show you how to remove this flat fastener here. It's more of a tab actually, and I recommend just putting your fingers right underneath, or maybe some kind of pry tool. Just get right underneath there. You might need both hands, and basically you're going to pull out and it will come out. And there you go. And that's what it looks like right there. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side as well. Next, we're going to actually start working right on this piece right here. And it's going to come right up. If you want to just grab a good hold of it, get some leverage in any way that you can, and just start. up just like that. It's held down by a few tabs right there. You just want to work it till it comes up. Now you'll get to a certain point where you can't come up anymore because of the shift knob. And if you come in closer, you want to go ahead and just lift this right up. Over here you'll notice a little hole. You can put something sharp or a pen or something long and pointy right down in there, and that will release the knob. Or as you can see, there is that white plastic piece right there. You can also just go ahead and press down on it with a tool or just with a finger. Just go ahead and press down on it, or rather lift up. It lifts up really easily, and when you lift it up, the shift knob right over here on top will just move very easily. Let's go ahead and start removing this trim right over here. You don't have to use this exact tool. Anything with a thin prying edge will do the trick. You want to just go ahead and start pulling this trim off right here, being very careful not to damage anything. Just be very gentle with it and just start prying it up. And then as you can see, these are the tabs that were holding it down. I'm going to go ahead and just maneuver this right up over the top and go ahead and start removing this piece. And I'm going to slip this down inside. Now as you can see, we have some plugs right here. With this plug here, you want to use either your fingernail or use a thin edge just like this to push this little tab down right here. And as you do that, pull on the plug and it will release. Now there's one more wire right here. You want to press down on this button right here and that will release. And now I have this trim of the center console removed. Next, we want to go ahead and start working these two bolts right here. You're going to use a 10mm. One last thing before we remove the rest of the center console is to get right down here. There's a plug right here. You want to go ahead and move this red button downwards like that. And then you can have one finger right over here to press a little tab, and that releases the lever down. Just like that. Pull, and that's disconnected. This will remain in the car, and this piece will come out right with the center console. All right, we're ready to remove the center console. I'm gonna grab it from the back and from the front and just guide it out. Okay, here's what you need to know. When the car gets into an accident, there's three main things that could be causing the light to be on: the airbags, the airbag computer module, and the seat belts. Any deployed airbags must be replaced with new airbags. You can buy a new airbag module. The problem is they cost up to a few $100s, plus you have to pay a dealership technician to go in and program it to your car. In other words, you have to marry the new unit to your car. Here at MyAirbags.com, we work closely with body shops, collision shops, and salvage rebuilders in all 50 states. Instead of buying a new airbag computer, we can actually reset your original airbag module. In other words, we clear it of all codes. And because it's original to your car, programming is not necessary. Seatbelts also deploy and they throw trouble code. Instead of buying expensive replacements, you can actually send in your seatbelts along with your module. Our seatbelt techs are licensed and they hold an ATF certification. This means that after your seatbelts are rebuilt, they will work again as designed. They will deploy in another accident event. Right after I remove this airbag module, stick around and we'll take a peek at the seatbelts. If you want to know more, just click on the link in the description below, or just go to MyAirbags.com. This is where the airbag module sits right here. These are the two plugs that connect the airbag module. Now, one way we can remove the module is by removing the plugs and then getting to the bolts that hold down the module. They're on the side, but it's a very tight squeeze. In this case, I'm going to lift this piece up and then I'm going to access the module. First, I want to go ahead and remove the plugs from the airbag module. I want to stress that I do have the car completely powered down. There's no battery connection to the car. We're going to start by removing this plug. This red button here slides out just like that. Now there's one little button in here that you want to press, and then that will slide the lever forward, and as the lever slides forward, the plug will automatically loosen. So same thing on this side. Go ahead and pull on that red button like that, press that black center tab and pull the lever forward, and as you pull the lever forward, the harness will unplug. As you can see, you can remove the module from here. That is a very tight squeeze to get to those bolts, however, so I'm going to actually lift up this whole piece that sits right on top of it. So I'm going to use a deep socket, a deep 10mm socket. And then the fourth one. So the module has 3 nuts holding it down right there. I'll start with this outer edge here. At this point, you can lift the module right up. Now, if your car was in an accident, we can actually reset your original module. There's no need to buy a brand new one or even a used one that might not fit your vehicle right. And plus, you may need to get it programmed to the car since it's not original to your car. Most body shops, collision shops, salvage repair yards, they use MyAirbags to reset the original module. That way they know they're dealing with the original computer out of the car. And the best part is they don't have to buy expensive dealership replacement parts. Now with these Chevy Malibus, we've noticed over the years that every time we get a module in for a reset, both front seat belts will be deployed. Now each side, however, has 2 parts to it. There's one pretensioner unit right in the wall, right behind this panel here, and there's another one that goes beneath the floor. It goes right into the side here and disappears down there. Let's take a look. Now the way we get to that side panel is to work from it from here up to the center. So we're gonna get right down into here and start prying these panels up. You can either use your fingers or you can get under there with a flat bar or a flathead screwdriver and just pop the tabs up and just loosen them up, and we're going to work our way into the center. So just keep working this up. You're going to get to this seam right here and you're going to lift this piece up first. Once that's up, it's going to free up the center. So we're going to hold this up and start working the center panel. So we're going to keep prying this up and work towards the center. Now on some of these, you may notice a little silver tab right there. You can actually assist it by pressing down on it with a flathead, right down that metal piece. And while you press down on it, push out, and that'll come right up, just like that. And you kind of want to just do the same thing going up. Some come up much easier, just like that plastic tab right there. Same thing with the back side of it. You want to go ahead and lift that up first, and then that center piece will be free. And now we have a really good view of the seat belt pretensioner unit as well as the anchor pretensioner unit right over here. There's 2 pieces on this Chevy Malibu that deploy. So the main pretensioner unit has a plug right there. It's a purple and yellow plug. It's connected to the pretensioner unit right there. That's one of the parts that deploys. and this piece locks down. Okay, so this is what's known as a dual stage seatbelt. I have one plug right here on my main pretensioner unit right here. Now, if you notice, the seatbelt goes up and then it comes back down on this side, and it keeps going down into the floor, and you'll see a cylinder shaped tube right there. Now, at the end of that cylinder shaped tube, right there, you'll see that same yellow and purple plug right there. That's another part that deploys. So this seatbelt is called a dual stage seatbelt, meaning it has two parts that deploys. One right there, and then one right there, this whole piece as well. So those are two parts to deploy. When our customers send these two pieces in together, they get a bundle price. So the way we would go about removing this is by first making sure the battery, of course, is disconnected, and then we're going to unplug those two plugs that we just went over. Then you want to go ahead and start working these bolts right here. There's the first one that holds down the anchor tensioner right here, and then we have this bolt right here that holds down the main pretensioner unit right here. Now, if you follow the seatbelt up, right behind this panel, right about over here, you're going to have another bolt that holds this seatbelt side up. Now, of course, we're looking at the passenger side, but the driver side is going to look pretty much the same. Now, both driver and passenger side both deploy. You can go ahead and remove the driver side and passenger side, and instead of getting them replaced, you can get the originals rebuilt. You can go to MyAirbags.com, select your year, make, and model, and then add the parts to the cart that you would like to have serviced. Next, just fill out your information, check out. Once you've successfully paid and checked out, you can print out the confirmation barcode and put it right inside the box with your parts. No printer, no problem. You can go ahead and write out your name, address, phone number, and email address, and then just place that information inside the box with your parts. Once we receive the parts here at MyAirbags.com, we'll process the order, we'll service your parts, we'll ship it out to you within 24 hours. Everything we service comes with a warranty. Hey guys, if you're sitting there with a question in mind, go to MyAirbags.com and click on Help. On there, you can type in a keyword or a question, and most likely the right answer will pop up right for you. If it doesn't, we're always here on the phones. You can email us, chat with us, or you can even just text us. We're always here to help you. MyAirbags.com. Now's the time to give us a big like, subscribe to our channel. We have more videos just like this. Comment. I really enjoy reading your comments. This is Eli with MyAirbags.com. Save time and money on your next project.